Let us know when you're ready, Ski Mom.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? This is San Quentin and the Hustle Continues podcast. We're here again.
What's happening, everybody? It's Wayne Hayes, and it gives me great honor to bring, a notable Bay Area boss, somebody that has been a fixture in the hip-hop community from San Francisco. Welcome to the show, Willie Hen.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
It's all good, man.
My brother, Willie, what's up, baby? All right?
Man.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Well, the Hustle Continues podcast is about resilience, people that come through hard times, or not even hard times, but on life's journeys, on a career's journey, and always manage to land on their feet. Willie Hen, you've been doing music a long time. Tell us about your journey in terms of hip hop for those who may not know you.
Yeah. Oh man, music, man. Shit, it's feel like all my life. You know what I mean? I would like to say that I started maybe about 16 or 15, a little bit, damn near a little bit after Quinn. I feel like.
He was out. He was out before me. You said you at the barbecue.
Yeah, my cousin Jedi, man. Shout out
Jedi Warrior, man.
He was an early entrepreneur, and he started a record label called Talk That Shit Records, where he put out his two of his homeboys in a group called BSB, Both Sides of the Bay.
Oh, okay.
And then they used to record and practice at my granny house, in Fillmore, and I used to be standing outside the door listening, you know what I mean, waiting to get my little shot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because before that, you know what I mean, he'd bring me out for little things at T.Y. Uzi's and let me say a word or here within his rap, with his homeboy. But then when he started to do his own thing, they were working on one song called The Barbecue. And I was listening to the beat, and I'm outside like, okay, writing my little verse. So, what I'm saying, by the time they opened that door up, I said, hey, I got something for you. Well, you ain't got nothing, but what you got? And then, that was my first, that was my debut.
Did they use your debut?
Yeah, they used my debut, man. You know what I mean? I was about 15, 16,
Shout out to the OGs that ain't no haters.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Jedi Warrior, man.
They let me get my thing on, you know what I mean?
That verse is vicious. I love that. Yeah.
That was about 1991.
That was 91.
That's 91. What city? What neighborhood we in?
Man, we in San Francisco, California, Fillmore to be exact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight up.
It was tapes. It was on tape.
It wasn't
no CDs yet.
No.
So it was on tape.
Yeah.
And I remember when Jedi put it out, it had a red cover, a red tape. The sticker on the tape was red. And I remember we was rolling down on Grove, Webster and Grove, and JT the Bigger Figure had the Don't Stop Till We Major flyer or one sheet, and he was like, hey man, my shit coming. And Jedi handed him the red tape like, yeah, we just dropped this. So that was a little bit before Don't Stop Till We Major. It was history.
And that was when I made my debut. Don't Stop Till We Major.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you was on, what song were you on for the Don't Stop Till You Make It? And try to make sure you speak towards the mic.
Yeah, I was on the SFC. Frisco Niggas Ain't No Punks.
Okay, there we go.
I thought everybody knew me too.
Yeah. Hey, for real, that was big for all of us, because that gave us, we could do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was like, you know what I'm saying? Quinn was already the talk of the town. He was already a buzzworthy person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was hearing about him, like, man, this young nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About 14, I think they were saying you was 13, you was 12. It was all kind of, he got younger and younger. Rumors was younger and younger, man. This little 12-year-old kid that's killing. I think he started out at 14, and by the time we heard him,
I was 12.
He was 12.
Right. Yeah. That's how they did Michael Jackson.
They took him back a couple years.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But Hindu inspired me to, because once he dropped the tape, it was like, man, I gotta come out. He was out. We was going to school together, and I call us both educated nuts. You know what I mean? Because we was dudes that was sharp, still going to class, getting good grades, had that street flavor to us too.
Yes, sir.
You know, and also met him before that, like when I was in the 7th grade. It started a gang called the BGs. Hotel Project and Grove. All us and Hindi was all over though. You see Hindi with the 5-shot with KO on the D. He could, and he never transformed. He always been the same stand-up dude. Never acted different. But he had his wiggle going already.
You figured out how you was able to be from Fillmore. And not you could be from somewhere. But
it was hard. It was hard to pick sides because I started out down the way. I started out on the Mac block. My first ever address was 1020 Fillmore, Prince Hall Apartments. Stayed there till we got kicked out, probably 10, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to move with my granny, which was 1 block up on Steiner. You know what I'm saying? And that changed my school district. Had I stayed on Fillmore, I would have went to Gal.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
1 block up.
That would have been horrible.
Made you go to Wash.
Made me go to Wash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep talking.
Eagles, man.
And made me be an Eagle.
Yeah, made you be an Eagle. That's crazy.
And that brought me to my CDP family.
You know
what I'm saying? The Wash.
The Wash
did that for us.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. Yeah, that's a trip how 1 block is Gal, and then 1 block is Wash. So that's how that uptown, downtown shit started through the high school.
Man, that's how it is. That's the one difference because who you go to high school with is normally who you kick it with the most. And KO and
the Viz, CKO Love,
You feel what I'm saying? And West Side.
And West Side.
To Wash.
And
down the way, had everybody else went to Gal.
Everybody else went to Gal.
So that's exactly how that went.
I wonder how Big Rich and Big Terrence get in there. Because the Banneker's must have went to Wash too.
But it's wiggles, you use somebody else's address.
And black folks are always gonna try to make a good decision, an educational decision. Put that wiggle down for their kids. So that's how he ended up. They don't want him to go to Gal.
They don't want to go to Gal.
Straight up.
He had somebody in the way. You feel?
All right, so we've established that early in the game, Jedi was an early influence and inspiration as far as music. And obviously, excuse me for fucking with this tape. Growing up in the Mo, you was similar to me. I had a Turkwood, a OG Turkwood address. And I always kept that. Then I also had a Page Street address. Then a Sunnydale address.
Lakeview.
And a Lakeview address. And so
you could have went to Lincoln, Gal, Wash.
Kept the Lakeview address and went to a lot of Lakeview schools. But then when my pop got home from the pen, then I started using all the Fillmore side of the family.
But you ended up going to Bow though.
I did. I did.
My mama went to Bow. My mother went to Balboa High School. Me shout out Balboa High School.
Using that Lakeview.
Galileo.
Using that Lakeview address.
Shout out to Bow, Wash, Gal, Lincoln. My pops went to Gal.
Oh, he did?
With OJ.
With OJ.
With OJ.
Orenthal.
You know what school was the other school that everybody used to go to back then was Polytechnic.
Poly.
You heard that one?
Yeah, my grandfather went there.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So now we put you in the mix, you in the Mo, but I want to push forward and take us to the mid-90s to the late 90s when the whole Done Deal family emerged. How did you catch on with that movement, not catch on, but how did you insert yourself in that?
Well, with the Done Deal, so after Jedi put me on with the BSB, he formed a collective called Do or Die.
Before Do or Die?
It was Do or Die, and that was a collective with just a lot of MCs from San Francisco. It was me, cats from Hunters Point, Potrero Hill, KB, J-Lo, Coon Dog and Randall, and who else? King Dre, Jedi itself, and me. And it was like, before we even were using the term collective, it was a collective. You know what I'm saying? We didn't necessarily say we were a group or whatnot, but we were all we were all solo artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That was
doing
a crew.
music together, a crew. Straight up.
Straight
up. So we did that. We shot a classic video.
Powder Hard.
To that, Powder Hard.
Y'all was in that video too.
Yeah, shot it all over the city. You see me and Quinn, if you go look it up, Frisco, Do or Die, Powder Hard. Me and Quinn in front of the old Hayes Valley project.
Old Hayes Valley.
When it was still the project.
Wow.
I was living in the motherfucker.
I remember you was living in the motherfuckers.
Yeah. And
I remember when you damn near had to tear a nigga head off in them motherfuckers. You ain't gonna say no name. Playing with the Hindu came out the cuss with that squib, with that poker, man, and then whoop.
And rest in peace to that man too.
Oh, he passed away.
He
He
had
did.
nothing to do with me.
No, he had nothing to do. What's some piece of Teddy Jam?
We ended up getting cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my nigga.
Yeah, Teddy Jam, a real film on nigga.
Yeah.
So back to the we trying to tie you into the Done Deal wave.
Yeah, and then Done Deal came about. That was I would say that's Quinn's brainchild, and just me and him being rap brothers for years, being street brothers. They always thought we was brothers
for
anyway
sure.
from high school.
Yeah.
You know, we was thick as thieves, been like that since we was young, since I was 14 and 16. Damn sure, if not 13 and 15.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
clicked right away.
So it just been like that. So, you know, and the A room was one of our meeting rooms.
Yeah, that's David D. Jam house.
Yeah, David D. Jam.
Also Gigolo.
Yeah, Gigolo G.
Rest in peace, G.
Rest in peace to Gigolo.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
shout out David D. Jam.
Yeah.
You know, Sunu.
Sunu.
Because I want to say, I was probably aware of you, like, as far as being a Filmo nigga floating, like, I see you, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a Filmo nigga like me. That nigga be from spot to spot.
Yeah.
But then when I put the name with the face, when I started seeing Done Deal shit, and then that's when the association with Quinn was coming as far as the similarity.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew both of y'all, so I knew y'all wasn't related, but I'm like, them niggas could damn near pass for brothers. Then I heard the bars, and then I started understanding what kind of cloth you was cut from.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He ain't one of the.
Yeah.
It don't really have nothing to do with age, but it did.
Yeah.
I'm like, he cut from.
The gang.
This what peer group he from.
Yeah,
That's why he
yeah.
moved like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I understood.
Yeah,
it
and
then.
I always noticed you like that too. Bob, we ain't gonna keep you out of this shit. He was always a moving and shaking to me. I'm like, Bob keeps some bad business around him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he moving. He got some ism about it. I don't know what the fuck exactly he doing, but he doing something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We see each other in passing, you know?
Yeah.
So that was inspirational too. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, he can keep it smooth, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because it's hard not to fall into some gangster shit. We've all had to demonstrate at some point in some time.
Yes.
But we would much rather be smooth players
Exactly.
if we can help it. You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt. That's
If
first.
If we can help it, that's what we've always represented, and we're all cut from that cloth. But make no mistakes, we're also cut from that G cloth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't get ran over.
You can't assume that a person can have some things, some material possessions over a length of time and continue to accumulate possessions in any urban environment or ghetto and be a pussy.
Not be willing to protect his asset.
Yes.
It just ain't gonna happen. So,
Especially in that film mode, because they're going to take it from you.
Yeah.
Especially with how we
You
grew
gonna
up.
get tried.
Yeah, you're going to get tried.
about all your shit.
Yeah, you never. I always say I would never underestimate anybody from our soil,
No.
just because the pure pressure to be a gangster, period, is too heavy. It's just one of them type of places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have that shit in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
From the littlest to the biggest. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
Let's cut right into this discography. So, you rolling now. You dropping music. Everybody know who Willie Hen is because the time is around the heyday of San Quentin already shitted out numerous babies, and he done developed this movement that is Done Deal. From that point on, run us through your discography.
But before that, not to cut you off, Willie Hen was featured on my album Live and Direct. on Beneath the Layers. So that was 95 when we finally got to collaborate together on Wax. And JT,
keep going.
JT didn't fuck with everybody, but JT fucked with Willie N because he actually grew up across the street from Willie N before I knew JT.
Right.
So Hindi was already a staple like that. But you go ahead.
Like Quinn fucking with Quinn, you know, that was always a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Quinn always been one of those glue pieces. There's certain people that we consider glue that keep you together. You know what I'm saying? And Quinn always included me. He, you know, one of my big motivators and his inspirations as well. You know, just keeping me in the loop because he knew I was out. You know, trying to get some dollars. He knew I was gonna go chase some money before I. You know, like rap. I love rap. You know what I'm saying? But Quinn would be the motherfucker that get me in the lab. Come on in the. You know what I'm saying? So I probably been quit by now, been in the pen if it wasn't for Quinn. And for real.
But that ain't what happened. And you start dropping with
the Done Deal family.
Keep going.
The Done Deal family. The Done Deal family, that was Quinn. I'll say that's Quinn's brainchild. That was Quinn and Chuck coming together, and just another instance where Quinn is including me. Like, you know, like he's on my top list when I think about if I were to come up with a group or a collective, Quinn, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth. When I pick
so look,
so that was
So look, you got on some compilation. So this is what I want you. This is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
You start jumping on shit. You hopping on shit.
Right.
He motivated you hopping on shit, but then you start hopping on other shit.
Yeah.
You got to a point where you hopped on some impactful shit till you ended up meeting up with Tone Capone.
Right.
So I'm trying to get you to show me you get on fire and land you with Tone Capone.
Yeah, Tone Capone got aware of me probably around the time when what was you doing? Give me my word.
Give you my word.
And Tone corrected me because I always said that Quinn is the one that linked, but Tone corrected me and said it was Martine. Rest in peace, Martine.
Rest in peace, Martine. We love you.
He got through Teen and got to me.
Tone Capone went through Teen and got to you. Tone Capone did who is that nigga on that verse lit?
Yeah, I know Quinn, but who is that?
Exactly. Shout
He's
out
clean.
Tone Capone.
He's clean. That's what Tone say. He's clean. Yeah, we going like that.
Yeah, that's around the time when we was at JR Riders working on I Give You My Word.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
the mention with the full view. Big shout out to JR and love you, boy.
Yes, sir. What up, JR?
You dropping different shit on different things, and obviously Tone get a win of something that you did with Quinn. And then go ahead.
Yeah, and then he reached out to me, and then you know, we just started building. Like, we didn't have no plan or nothing. It was just like, man, I got a couple beats. You know, I had a little time to stop by. Started recording shit, playing beats. You know what I'm saying? Knocking shit out.
Was you in Oakland at that time? Was you staying in Oakland?
Yeah, matter of fact, I think I was staying in North Oakland at the time.
Was he still in North Oakland?
Yeah,
Bush Ride?
Yeah, he was in North Oakland, so that made it easy.
For those who don't know Tone Capone, I Got 5 on it?
Yeah, I got 5 on it.
Keep It on the
Keep
Real.
It on the Real.
Smile, Tupac Face.
Yeah.
Shit, the list goes on. Mary Jane.
The product, Scarface introduces the product.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, Honest Bob had some Tone Capone beats before I ever got to him because of Troy. You know?
I did.
Yeah. When he was down there off of Marina.
Off of Bush Ride. 50-something.
Yeah, 55th.
Yeah.
Damn, and I was on 58th.
For sure.
So you staying out there made it easier for you to fuck with Tone.
It made it easier. And I was doing a lot of running around, but that probably made it very easy just being that close. You know what I'm saying?
So you went on to record a project or start recording with Tone Capone that ended up putting you in a Well, from just recording solo joints and recording shit with Tone, that led to Tone. Well, for people who don't know, Tone Capone has always had a
relationship with Rap-A-Lot Records and Scarface just from, you know, work. Like I said, he did Smile with Pac and Face, you know what I'm saying? And then Mary Jane and
do your thing, Mary Jane,
and numerous records for other Rap-A-Lot artists as well as Seagram. You know what I'm saying? And then the Loonies, of course, you know the connection with Yuck and Rap-A-Lot. So,
right.
You know that was, you know, when you got somebody, you know, he got Face in the phone. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Face is always checking in with him as he's working to see, and he probably played. I think he played. In the Hood for Face one time. And at the time, Face I already had In the Hood done, for those who don't know. You know what I'm saying? I donated it to the product album.
Right.
And at the time, Face was still the president of Def Jam South. And he was working on a soundtrack. He was working on a soundtrack for a film. So he was just like, man, I like the nigga, get the nigga down here, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's just building, you know, he's looking for new sounds and new artists, so they got me down to Houston. And the first thing I think we did was something for the Ghetto Boys, the foundation. He was wrapping up, he was still active at Def Jam South, and he was working on a project called The Foundation, the Ghetto Boys. It was a Ghetto Boys album called The Foundation. And I did something on that album called the 1, 2s, and the 3s. I did a hook.
Right.
And then that started forming a relationship.
Right.
And then after that, you know, he thought of the idea. I think I went back home for a while, and then after that, he thought about bringing us all back. He brought me and a few other artists back to work on the soundtrack for the film.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And out of that group of MCs, he decided to formulate a group with two random MCs, me and the boy Young Malice. You know what I'm saying?
Young Malice.
So that's what he decided to do that. And you know, we hadn't known each other from a can of paint. I guess he just heard something of us pairing good, and that's how the Scarface Presents the Product came about.
Which was colossal. It was a dinosaur's fight, so I must say congratulations on that play, man. You feel me? I was happy as can be when that play came together.
Y'all got some, y'all got the mic, the 4 mics or something? Or did you get the 4 mics?
He got
I think we got 4 mics or 4.5 mics.
In the Source, right?
Yeah, in the Source magazine.
And also
for the album.
Oh, for the album?
Yeah, for
the album.
For the album.
So that mean they was spitting, because back in the days, everybody used to look in the back of the Source and see how many mics you had.
That was the Bible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you had 4, 5 mics.
And also, you got Hip Hop Quotable.
There you go. That
was that one.
Hip-hop quotable.
That was one for the ages, baby.
That was an honorable mention for those who don't know. In the Source magazine, the Hip Hop Quotable, it was, you know, some when they break down your verse, and give you a little extra shout out.
Right.
You know, it was big. It was big at the time. I wasn't realizing people like Quinn and General Lee, Jay Lee, was the ones keeping me pumped on that.
I dreamed of that. I dreamed of getting that. When you got it, I live vicariously through you. So when you got it, I'm like, we won the Super Bowl. Because we pride ourselves on lyrics.
Yes, sir.
Bob, all of us, you know, lyricists about a film, or not just 1, 2, 3 rappers. So to know that my main man that I get on with these lyrics with, that these innovative thoughts we got the quotable. That was colossal, bro. I can't say enough about it.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
Excuse me, but before I flip the page off of this, the product era, I just want to ask you, what was the greatest, the most positive moment or experience that you had during that time that you took away? So two-part question. What was the most positive spirit that you can speak to, and what did you learn the most from the music side from that moment?
I'll say the most positive experience was just feeling great about representing my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It was important just for one of us. You know what I'm saying? To be able to push this shit farther than we've been able to push it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not like LA. We don't have record labels right down the street. We're not 6 degrees of separation away from somebody in the industry. So, and we don't really get looks like this. So, what was big for me was the look. And, you know, I'm just thinking like, man, if this shit crack, you know, Quinn, like, you know, back to my top of my list, you know, me and all my guys, we gonna take this shit to the next level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't pan all the way out like that just because of the politics of the, you know, behind the scenes of the music industry. But, you know what I'm saying? We still got the look. Yeah. So that was probably the biggest experience. And then what was the second part of the question?
The second was, what did you learn from? And maybe you could speak to the look or speak to, go ahead.
I'll say industry rule number 4080.
Record company business are shady.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's probably what I learned, but you know what I'm saying? But then other than that, I learned that, you know, the tour life and, you know, just getting to see, you know, other little shit and, you know, networking and, you know what I'm saying? I learned some valuable lessons around. I learned that relationships are important.
Yes.
I probably learned that the most, you know, a little bit more professionalism and, you know what I mean, just that it ain't all what it seems. And also, one of the big things that I learned is like, man, you know, motherfuckers don't always be doing all the super kicking it when you on tour. Like, shit, when we was touring and shit, we was doing shows and getting the hell up out of there. Right. And I like to share that with the youth. Like, you don't always have to do the most after you go to work because it's work. Right. You go to work and get home safe. Because, you know, motherfuckers know you got that back end on you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they ready to backdoor you for that back end.
Hello, man, right.
Know, you get on. You know what I'm saying?
The back end is the money, the second part of the money that you get after your, it's the balance.
After your performance, you go pick up 10,000. They send you 10,000. You charge 20,000. They send you 10. When you get through, they give you another 10. And like you say, the wolves know you got that back end. Yeah. And also, any type of success breeds envy. Yeah.
Let us know when you're ready, Ski Mom.
Great guest here, Willie Hen.
Yo. What's
happening? Willie Hen. Excuse me. So you know, with the product album, as we were saying, that was Colossus, a dinosaur's fossil, man. He was all over MTV, and I kept every time I seen him on MTV Jams, I called him. Yeah. You know
so there was what was it? I want to get in a little detail, just so I can be nosy. Was it a production deal, or was it a group? Did he do it right and make y'all a group and get everybody a percentage in that way, or did he make y'all do some kind of production deal?
It was more like a.
Or not he, or did it?
Yeah, I guess it was like a one album deal. Like, well, I guess the original plan was for me and Young Malice to be a group, and then you know, Face was supposed to stamp us, which he did, but he damn near came more like a member of the group. Right. But you know, I can't discount Face. That's Face. So you know what I'm saying.
He felt like by him participating on it, he can help carry it better.
Yeah.
Smart decision.
And, you know, and it worked out the way it worked out. The motherfucker was jamming, and Face is an artist. He loved music. So he hearing shit, that motherfucker jamming, he gonna get on it.
Exactly.
There's been times when me and Malice did a song and came back and Face and did the motherfucking hook. Right. So it was beautiful because we all gelled. It was
organic.
Yeah, we lived together. We all stayed together. I moved to Houston.
Yeah, you sure did.
You know what I'm saying? I got on and I came the furthest. And just stayed out there just so we could get that feel. You know
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was big.
Beautiful.
I know you met a lot of people. Being with Scarface, being that he's iconic. Yeah. I mean, Jay-Z loved him. Yeah. I mean, everybody loved Face. Yeah. You know, I know you met one guy, man. You met Nas. Nas reached out to you.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell us about that moment.
Man.
Big shout out to Nas, man.
Shout out Nas here, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, Face is somebody that's like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And deservedly so. You know what I'm saying? He raised all of us. You remember we used to play the Ghetto Boys and Face shit all the damn time. So, you know, that was an honor in itself just that he would even notice me out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so that was beautiful to rock with somebody that we enjoyed and grew up to.
Iconic.
Yeah. And Nas, Nas and Face is thick as thieves, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Before we even dropped the album, out here Face and Nas on the phone, Jones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or talking to Nas or Jigga or whoever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who don't fuck with Face, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Nas, what happened was once the album dropped, Nas was on an interview on MTV.
Right.
And they asked him, he was talking about his new project. It was like, Nas, you don't usually have a lot of features on your album. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Nas said some shit like, well, I usually only have people that I'm feeling at the time. And that was a perfect segue
like
for the interview to say, well, who you feeling at the time?
Right.
And the first thing come out of his mouth is, who I like? I like Scarface group, The Product.
Wow.
And then
That
I
was
like
colossal.
Jay-Z and I like T.I. shit. You feel me? That's what he said. So I guess that was a little bit after that funk or before the funk. I don't know the
It was
exact
a little bit
time.
after the funk.
A little bit after the funk. But that just show you how real he is.
Right.
He still mentioned Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Jay hit him up with 10 million too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they done got some money together
Okay,
since
that
then.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, man, because they both are iconic, man.
Yeah.
We need to all take a lesson out of that book.
Right,
Take a
yeah.
page out of that book.
But you heard that what they named you? They named you that number, that the Product, the Jigga, and the T.I.
Just another inspiration.
In that order.
Just something foundating something you already know about yourself. It's always cool when your peers let you know how they feel about your work.
That you the nigga.
And that was huge because Nas is that's the Godson, man.
Yes, sir.
God MC,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yeah.
One thing I like to say, I'm big on energy, and I believe that if you got good energy, strong energy, abundant energy, it don't really matter what you into. You can move it around. Like, me and Quinn chop it up about this all the time. When I was a young nigga, I was just a popular, fly young nigga with great energy. I went over there and played football. I was doing it with energy. I started rapping. I was doing it with energy. I started macking, doing it with energy. And I moved my energy around in all my endeavors.
Right.
So I'm going to stay sparked up. And that's how you are too. So moving that energy from that moment, another moment of excellence as far as you being with the product. In San Francisco, California, the Fillmore to be exact, there's a tradition of macking. Some people call it pimping, but it's just a manager of talent in adult entertainment. Based on your experience with the Mac and the P culture, what have you saw change from your time and your experiences and now?
Man, there's some big changes, but I give credit to the game, what we call the game, for kind of saving me, saving my life, it's almost just how rap keep us from having to be gangbangers sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The Mackin kept me from having to, keep selling work and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we played with that too. But I give the game credit because I was throwing rocks at the penitentiary. I had to make my final decision that, you know what I mean, I got to keep it all the way Mackin.
Damn, that's the same thing that happened to me.
We got to go get it. Look, I can't keep doing this while you doing that. We just gonna have to all do this. You know what I'm saying? So first I wanna, I'm not advising anybody to step into it, but you know what I mean, I give credit to the game for saving me from the penitentiary.
Without a doubt.
You know
Without a doubt. Fat Ray definitely was on your ass.
Yeah.
On your ass.
Man,
so you gotta be talking that
Yeah.
during a certain period of time, drugs was taboo in terms of what the government said, even though they was the ones that was putting it in the community.
Right.
They had put it in the community and come arrest your ass to put you in their jails during the war on drugs. So basically it was it behooved you to diversify your game and get out of that game and get over here.
Right.
And,
and it was a natural transition, you know what I'm saying? And like we like to say, the G come before the P.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. You don't never know somebody's background before they end up in the game. Because a lot of people thought the ism was soft. You know what I mean? They got people in the game was just, soft or, wasn't with the business. But, that wasn't the case. And what I'd say is in the game, we talking about music, what I noticed about the changes in the music from them days is we got away from the playerism.
Yes.
We real gangster culture right now. We real heavy with the the G-ism right now instead of the P-ism.
Right.
And then as far as the game, these girls is just paying anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Paying everybody.
Anybody.
Girl, you're paying everybody.
and then the girlfriend, boyfriend thing, that word bae, changed the game. You know what I'm saying? I hate the word bae in a lot of ways because, you know what I mean, it discounts you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To take away a little bit of the respect. I mean, you know what I mean?
When
you come to the game.
It's like calling your mama or your daddy by their real name.
Yeah, and it's like, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might be bae, you might be bae too, but in order to keep this thing of ours going around, we gotta conduct ourselves a certain way, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a mental thing.
Got to have some
water
around.
It's a mental thing. So if you got bae on your mind, then you ain't gonna be able to focus on what you're supposed to be doing. You're gonna be worried about what I'm doing.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? What bae doing instead of focusing on the goal at hand. So
it sounds like he said that you have two people and you're too far into your emotions about one another.
Right.
If there's a call to duty about some money, and you so caught up in your feelings, now you got a problem with him talking to baby but he working on some money here.
Right.
So relax. It's all about the money.
You know what I mean?
Hey, so when you look at longevity, as far as your career,
right?
I know that you've had a career in music. You've had a career in macking, but then you turn around and I see you on a big screen in a movie.
Come on, man.
So the last black man in San Francisco. How did you manage to become a part of that cast?
Oh man, just being around, my boy reaching out to me, letting me know that it was going on. You know what I'm saying? My boy Richter, shout out Richter.
In Excelsior Mob.
Keeping me in the mix.
In the
loop.
loop.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out Richter.
Yeah, he had some behind the scenes production type gig to do it, and he threw my name in the hat.
Yeah.
I got a call for an audition.
Right.
And I accepted the call, you know what I'm saying? And I had a little acting chops.
Yes, he did.
A little acting chops.
Remember you acting the play? Yeah, he was in the play. You really acting the play. Was that in college?
I know. I was, I think I was probably like 20 or something.
Was you going to school or you just jumped in a play that it was out of college?
No, my uncle, rest in peace, Uncle Boo, man.
Uncle Boo.
Uncle Vern, man. He was a part of the grassroots movement of actors and artists in San Francisco. He was working with Danny Glover and them back in the day, and all the actors and entertainers who came up in his day, which was probably the 60s and the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So, and he also was the director of the theater department at the Cultural Center, the Yellow Building on Fulton Street.
Right, I didn't know that.
So he used to throw plays and put on shows back then. And one of his good friends, Ishmael Reed, was putting together a play called Hubba City.
Hubba City, yes.
And then he asked me to come out and audition and read for that. And I ended up getting the role as Crackpot, a drug kingpin in Oakland.
Right, Crackpot.
Drug kingpin in Oakland, man.
Crackpot.
Hubba City. Hubba City was the name of the play.
That's interesting. I do have some thespian roots and shit. At the time, I had went to Bow. Bow was considered the arts high school of the city before McAtee.
Okay.
Because they changed and made. They took all of the teachers that was running our
Bow,
the theater and put them over there.
Okay.
That's how that went. Like we had Cindy Herring that went to
In Vogue.
and all that.
Yeah.
Shout out Cindy.
Yeah, shout out Cindy.
That was my favorite.
It was mine too, I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. Then when I found out she was from the city,
Yeah.
I think they said she used to stay right there by across the street from Ben Franklin.
She did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then went on to do some work with Lorraine Hansberry Theater.
Okay.
And so a few things that, man.
And then that led, and then just having that little thespian experience. I think that doing that play helped me. You and Teen came to the play, I think.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And then that helped me with my role in The Last Black Man as the preacher, because when it comes to acting, there's projection, and then there's the subtlety. And most on-screen acting is the subtlety,
correct,
making it seem like, let me get across to you.
Because it plays,
real low though, but with the same emotion. And then in theater, you're projecting,
it's bigger.
You're screaming, you know what I'm saying? And then my role in the movie was damn near like a play role, you know what I mean? I'm screaming and shit, standing up, street preacher.
I read for the part, and Hindi beat me up for the part.
You read for the part too?
Man,
my bad.
No, that's just you. I'm you. So I was happy. You could have been a better person to do it.
Hey, Quinn was in that thing.
Yeah,
that was big for me. It's great. We always celebrate each other. So forget my role. It was big for me to see him and everybody else.
Yeah.
Like when Quinn came on the screen, that's when I smiled.
Yeah.
When my part came on,
that's when I smiled.
Watching to see what everybody else is.
You started the movie
off.
off.
Came on, I'm like, bro. And then he had one of the sick roles, like, damn, Auntie, you know how we really talk. So that was beautiful. I had to I had to do a little extra.
Yeah, you did a good job, though. You did a good job, man. Yes, sir. You did a great job.
Yeah, we very proud of you on that particular, on everything that you do. But that was exciting, and it just kind of happened recently, which segues me into. I just want to shout out some of our partners. We want to shout out Royal Retro.
Royal Retro, man.
And the good people at Cookies. This Cookies right here.
Cookies.
Good people at Cookies.
Cookie, Royal Retro.
Royal Retro.
Cookie, man.
Yes, sir.
Cookie, man. Reach out to me, Cookie.
And I brought that up because you have your own merch that you're doing now, right?
Yeah, man. I started this little movement, man. Dank Clothing Co. But it's not just for me. It's for all of us. You know what I'm saying? It's for anybody in the city that want to be a part of this. And Dank, it go right with the cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I pressed up a few limited items. I want them to serve as NFTs as well.
Right.
I want anybody, like when we get to throwing these parties, and it's also associated with a marijuana strand, but I want anybody that has one of these to be able to get into our parties, or get into the party for half off or whatever, whatever. So
that's smart.
And whoever has any of these first batches, they'll be, so reach out to me on the Instagram, dank.clothingco.com, DANK clothingco.com. Clothing Co. CO.
And while we on that, let everybody know your other social media handles as far as and I'm on Instagram, Willie Hen, WILLIEHEN, all one word, on the gram. You know what I mean? And Facebook and everything else, Facebook, Twitter. Any new music out right now?
Any new music out right now? Well, I just did a song with my bandmate Malice. We got a song called Still Here.
Okay.
That's out. It's on YouTube right now, and
so that's the product. The product just dropped.
Yeah.
The product is still here.
Yeah, the product is still here, basically. That's that way, brother.
Yeah, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would do it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And me and Quinn, we working. We
constantly working.
We constantly working, and things are dropping. And me and Malice got a few songs put together. Maybe for another possible product.
Maybe we gonna send a positive some positive prayers out to Tone Capone.
Yes,
sir.
I know that Tone Capone lives in Vegas now.
Vegas.
I think he with his sister.
Yeah.
And I just want to send some positive because I know he ain't as well as we hope. but we want to send some positive vibrations his way.
We love you, Tom. We love you, Tom.
Yep.
And Scarface and Malice.
Yeah.
And all the wonderful people that may have blessed your career over.
Shout out to Product, shout out DJ Damo. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Shout out the whole BTG, you know, my boy High C.
High C, what's up, High C, man?
And my boy BG just came home from about 13, doing 13.
Yeah, shout out to the BG, man.
We had a whole crew. Like, these are the guys that held me down in Houston. You know,
right?
We a mixture of guys from Chicago, California, Houston,
New Orleans,
New Orleans, all
the way down to the Bay.
Because I did meet BG when I was out there with you at the Ozone Awards.
Yes, sir.
He was there with High C. That's why I met him out there, BG. Yeah,
real big.
Shout out to the whole crew, everybody that held us down. Shout out to BT, you know, cooked for us and fed us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to Bookman, all the studios we used. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
They embraced me and they held me down, man, when I was in Houston. So
thank you for holding my brother down, man. Yeah. You feel me?
For sure.
And shout out to my boy T-Berry too. My boy T-Berry out of Florida. He familiar with you too. He want to get with you.
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
My boy T-Berry.
Well, man, it took us maybe 1 or 2 weeks to catch up. You went back out of town, and Quinn had some shows, but we got it done.
Yeah.
As soon as something else pops impactful, you know you're always welcome to come back. Quinn is working on some in the year 2024. Quinn has got some tours and some spot dates that he's gonna be doing, and we know we're gonna have you.
Yeah, we gonna have you.
Simple as that.
Bring me out, man.
Got to.
I'll come back anytime. So
tie you in.
Yeah.
Bring you out and tie you in, man.
That's all we gotta do. Y'all know where I'm at, you know what I mean? I've just been cooling, you know I'm a charger. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Game on the shelf. Game on the shelf for a minute.
All right.
Yeah, I like that jank though.
Appreciate having you on the show.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. You know what I mean? And shout out to Bigger Figure, man, because everybody keep asking me what's going on with me and Fig, man. Fig is all of our big brothers.
It's our big brother.
It's our bigger brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no problem with Fig. You know, that little interview was just me voicing. I focused on one thing. It didn't have nothing to do with none of the other shit he was doing. I'm happy to be hanging out with a lady whose kids played with Dre's daughter as children. You understand what I'm saying? So that touched me, like, cause that's all I heard. That's one little piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I didn't know nothing about her being in the game. And I know he didn't intend to do that. That's why I defended him. If you listen to what I said, I defended him. I said, I know Fig didn't do this on, but this one I'm hearing, Fig. And I was being a little funny. You know what I'm saying? That's who we are.
Come on, man.
You
handled that with great diplomacy, brother.
Absolutely.
If you check any interview I ever did, I always shout out Fig. You know what I'm saying?
Always do.
He's one of us. He's one of those guys. He's a pioneer.
Pioneer.
So
he's like our leader, man.
Stop asking me about Fig. If he ain't got no problem with me, I damn sure ain't got one.
Man, Fig was here a few weeks ago. Came through. We got a San Quinn has the back on the EP. Fig is on that. You know what I'm saying?
Got a song for Forever 457.
So it's all love from our
neighborhood and our soil.
Period.
And that was so beautiful to see that, man. That made me feel good.
Right.
You know, Queen is my brother, so you know when I was mad at Fig, it was only because of Queen. You know what I'm saying? If I was ever mad,
we done patched everything up and we working. That's what we doing. We working. Hustle continues on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The hustle continues all the time, man.
All the time.
Great interview, man.
Yes, sir.
And then let me get a couple of
pictures. You know, got some more to say.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.